Keyboard, something that you guys also use every day. Today we have three categories, the gaming keyboard, the mechanical keyboard, and the utility keyboard or the ease of access keyboard. Difference between the three is that one of them is for gaming, the other is for working or typing, and the other is for you to just browse YouTube or do some casual things. Basically multi-purpose and easy to use. So it's not very good for gaming, it's not very good for working, but it bridges the gap between. This is an Acer PR1101U. It's a keyboard that's easy to use because of these. I'm going to get into detail of these in a minute, but first I want to say that I don't like the keycaps. It feels a bit plastic. Because here's the thing about the keycaps, right? It's too plasticky for my taste. It's too hard and it's too rough and it gets dirt on it easily. And it's basically been collecting dust for the past month, and like in a week you can see dust everywhere. I just cleaned this keyboard a week ago. So this is a very good way to show that these keycaps are a bit problematic. But here's the thing, I don't think it matters so much, because here's the thing, here's the good part about the keyboard. Here's the sellout. Let the camera focus. That is the part that's the part that makes this keyboard easy to access. The three buttons on your left, is mute, lower volume, and increase the volume. And the one on your right, the one with the moon, that button basically is the sleep button. So what it does is that if you press that button, it puts your PC or laptop, depends what you have this keyboard connected to sleep mode, so that you can just go do something else, and the PC or laptop use less battery or electricity to function. And also if you're watching YouTube and stuff, it's very nice to have these buttons here so that it's easy for you to lower the volume, increase the volume. If there's an ad that's very loud, you can just mute the thing. So yeah, it's very useful for just browsing YouTube and social media in general. But I wouldn't recommend this keyboard for anything else. However, this keyboard, you can use it for gaming, you can use it for typing, because you're not very picky when you're poor. I know from experience. So clearly this keyboard is okay, it's fine. You can play games with it, you can watch YouTube with it because of this, you can type with it. So it's basically an all-use keyboard. You can use this keyboard for anything, and whatever you want, this keyboard can do. Well, not RGB, but like if you want to play games, you can play games. If you want to type, you can type. If you want to work, you can work. Heck, it's better for you to work because there's hotkeys here that can also be used on Spotify. So when you want to have background music, you can adjust the music through here. So yeah, it's a very good keyboard for basically every single use. However, it's not great at gaming and it's not great at working. The only thing this keyboard is very good at is for you to listen to Spotify and for you to basically like just work, basically just watch YouTube and stuff. Working, however, the keycaps and the way the key sounds isn't really my cup of tea, so I would put it on the side for now. But I would really recommend this if you don't have the money to buy separate keyboards for gaming and separate keyboards for typing, which I luckily can have separate keyboards for both typing and for gaming. So if you can't afford to buy 3 keyboards, then just buy this one for the low price of 30 ringgit. Yes, keyboards, this one in particular is cheap. Actually, all of the keyboard I'm going to be reviewing is very cheap and very easy to use. So I would say that go get this one for yourself if you don't want to have 3 keyboards. If you want to have 3 keyboards though, stay tuned because there's more. Now this is the Logitech K120. No, don't be scared. No, come back. Do not click off. Do not. This keyboard, though it is a Logitech, it isn't like an expensive Logitech. Though in my currency, it is a bit pricey. However, in US dollars, I doubt it will be that expensive for you guys to just grab it for yourself. So here's the thing about the Logitech keyboard, right? This one, unlike the other one, is actually a good keyboard for working. Because here's the thing, I'm sure this is not what a lot of people like, because some mechanical keyboards sound better than others, and a lot of mechanical keyboard sounds different, and this one sounds like this. I'm not sure if anyone likes that. I'm not sure someone might like it and some people might hate it. But point being, this keyboard is very cheap for a mechanical keyboard and for a Logitech mechanical keyboard. Going around for the price of 209 ringgit. Okay, I did say 209 and that might sound expensive. However, in USD it's much cheaper. And the thing about this keyboard is that it's very nice for working, because when you type, it's very nice, and it's very, like, it sounds very good. At least in my opinion, it sounds very good, and I really like this keyboard, and it's something that I really want to keep as a collection. Because here's the thing, I don't need expensive keyboards. I like this one the way it sounds. And though there are some people who prefer like lubed keyboards, but here's the thing about those type of keyboards is that they are very expensive, like in the US dollars expensive. So translating that to my country's currency will make it worse, and I won't be able to do that. So now you can rest assured that this keyboard is quite cheap for a mechanical keyboard and for a Logitech, and you can use it for working. So yeah, cheap mechanical keyboard for you guys. Now last but not least, the cheap gaming keyboard. Now the cheap gaming keyboard is the gaming keyboard that's very cheap. This gaming keyboard in particular, the Limay GTX 300. Yeah, it's called Limay GTX 300. So basically what this is that it's a gaming keyboard that's very good for content creators that use commentary. Because here's the thing, the only loud like buttons on this is like the enter, the shift, the control, the space bar, the other control, the other shift, and caps lock. Yeah, caps lock is also quite silent, and everything else is you can barely hear it. So basically, if you want to make a video, if you want to content create, if you want to make commentary over gameplay, this is very good since no one can hear your keyboard. It's very nice. Unless you're one of that person that likes to do this and just be the most annoying person in existence, then this keyboard is fine for you. It's very nice, it feels very good. The caps on it is plastic, but it doesn't really feel very plastic. It feels quite smooth. It doesn't collect dust that easily, since this one is spaced out, so it's easier for me to clean. And that's the thing that I like. I like spaced out keycaps, so that it feels very satisfying to press. How spaced out this is my thumb, and I can fit it through one of the buttons. Not sure if you can see that, but I can fit it through. Like the tip of my thumb can go through, and my pinky can go like that deep. So yeah, quite thick keycaps. Something that I really like is that the long press is something that I really like. And the other thing about this, if you're not convinced about this gaming keyboard yet, is that it's RGB. That's all I have. Okay, hold on. So yeah, ignoring the fact that I know RGB might not do anything much, but here's the thing about RGB that I really like is that when you're playing a game in the dark, right, as you do, because here's the thing, I purposely turned on the light just to make this video. Every single time I make a Project Brutality video, the room will look like this. So the idea being, I won't be able to look at my keyboard if there's no RGB. You can't see anything. However, if I turn on RGB, I can see where my keyboard is, I can see the buttons and all that. So it's easier for me to use my keyboard and make these videos for you guys to consume. So I would like to say that if you're a content creator, or if you just like playing games in general, you can get this keyboard for a low price of 55 ringgit. To be exact, it's 54 ringgit and 90 cents, but let's just round it up to 55 ringgit. It's very cheap for a gaming keyboard compared to other gaming keyboards that exist. So that was the three cheapest keyboard that I can get and showcase to you guys, and I would like to say that those keyboards are quite cheap and quite good. And I would say that if you were to buy one, I would say that you should just go and buy all three, because all three of them are on a very reasonable price for their buck. However, if you don't have the money, I would really recommend you to just go and buy the first keyboard, because that one is very multi-purpose and you can use it for almost anything. The only downside to it is that it's not RGB, so that you can't really play the game in the dark without a flashlight on your keyboard. So yeah, I've said everything that I need to say. The keyboard is great. A lot of things about the keyboard I really like. So now it's time for me to show you guys one more thing. Not really to show, I need to say one more thing, because some people find the fact that I threw a very bad mouse in the last episode from like this height, that I know it won't broke, so that I can just give it to someone without breaking it. Very comedic, very funny. Unfortunately, all of the keyboards today was great, so I can't recreate that. So